Hi guys, welcome to Functional Food Fridays. I'm Gavin Stone from Authentic Human, and today joining me in the kitchen is Kaylin, my daughter, and we're going to be making one of her favorite meals, which is gluten-free chicken nuggets.
Yay!
So let's take a look at today's ingredients. We have about 1.5 pounds or around 6 organic boneless chicken thighs. You could use breast as well. I prefer using the thighs because it's tastier meat. We have got 3 slices of organic gluten-free bread. We have got a cup of almond flour. We've got 2 pasture-raised farm eggs. We have got a bit of spray olive oil. We've got some salt. We've got our everyday seasoning and smoke seasoning. And then for spices, we have a teaspoon of smoked paprika. We have about half a teaspoon of coriander and about half a teaspoon of thyme, or you could use whatever spices you like. The only one I usually add in is the smoked paprika to give it a bit more of an orangey color so that it comes out more golden brown. So Kaylin, what's the best method for getting a super nice and extra crispy chicken nugget?
Dry, wet, dry.
Okay. So we're going to set up a dry, wet, dry with almond flour as the first dry ingredient. We're going to have beaten eggs as the wet ingredient in the middle, and then we're going to have the breadcrumbs on the third bowl, so we can go dry, wet, dry, and it's going to give it a very nice crust to it, and it's going to stick nicely when we get these into the oven. We're not going to fry them, we're going to bake them, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So first step, we're going to get the oven on, and then I'll set up the dry, wet, dry for you. Okay, do you want to get the almond flour into the first bowl?
Sure.
I'll crack the eggs into the second bowl. Just get it all spread out nice and evenly. I'll crack these guys in here.
Should I get a spoon to flatten it out?
Get a fork, get 2 forks, one for me to beat the eggs and one for you to spread that out.
2 forks.
Thank you. I'm just going to beat these up like you would if you're making scrambled egg.
Is it kind of like scrambled eggs, Dad?
It's exactly like scrambled eggs. So the egg is going to act like glue.
Oh, like super glue?
Kind of like super glue, yeah. Especially when you add flour first and then you dip in an egg, it becomes like super glue to glue the breadcrumbs on. Okay.
All nice and even.
Yeah. Next step, we're going to turn our bread into breadcrumbs. I'm going to just move that out of the way for a second while we do this. You can do that one, and I'll break this one up. So we're just going to, you can use any kind of blender or food processor. I'm just breaking it up into small chunks. Get it into here. Probably have to do it in 2 batches, it usually works better. Do a bit more. Okay, save that one for the next batch.
Okay.
And we just get this on to here, and we turn it into breadcrumbs.
That's loud.
Yeah. Okay, and there you go, breadcrumbs. So we're going to put that into the third bowl. Let's get the rest of the bread in and do the same thing.
Dad, do I get a sneak a peek again?
When they're done.
Okay.
So that's the rest of the breadcrumbs. We get that into the bowl, and next step is to add in our herbs and spices. Do you want to add in the spices? Just sprinkle them around. Over there, I will grab some salt, a couple of pinches of salt, maybe a little bit more. There we go. A little more salt.
Dad, are we gonna mix it in?
Yep, you're gonna mix it in. You can mix it in. I'm just gonna put in a little bit of everyday seasoning as well.
Daddy, should I get a new fork?
No, same fork is good.
Okay.
Gotta have some everyday seasoning.
That's why it's called everyday seasoning. It's so good you use it every day.
That's right. A little bit of the extra smoky paprika. Okay, mix away. Yep, mix it.
Okay.
Now that we've got our dry, wet, dry mixtures all ready, we're going to chop up our chicken into nuggets. So we've got our thigh-sized pieces, and now it's up to you how small you want to chop it up. You can kind of leave them long, so you have kind of like chicken tenders, or you can cut them into nugget-sized pieces.
Or chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers. What do you feel like doing today? Nuggets?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I like nuggets.
just cut them into nugget-sized pieces, which are probably going to be anywhere around 1 inch to 2 inches, kind of cubed, or anything similar to that kind of shape. They're going to puff up once they cook, so the shape is going to be a bit different, but it doesn't really matter what shape you do, as long as all of the sizes are kind of similar. If you start doing some big and some small, then they're going to cook at different speeds, so you want to kind of have everything at a similar size. Always remember, if you are handling raw meat of any kind, especially chicken, to go and wash your hands before and afterwards, and usually try, if you're handling raw meat, to have one clean hand and one dirty hand. So your clean hand is the one that's on your knife, and the dirty hand is the hand that's touching the chicken. So you just kind of cut these up so that they're similar sizes, and we'll just get through the rest of these, and then it's time to get them in the batter.
Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Can we use both hands when we're putting them in balls?
Yeah, if you want.
I like to. That's how I get them all rolled in it.
Now that our chicken's all cut up, we are ready to start our production line. Before we get going, we're just going to take our roasting tray like this, or a baking sheet covered with aluminum foil, whatever you got, and we're just going to spray the bottom with a little bit of olive oil. If you don't have one, these are very, very handy sprayers that you just pump up, build up the pressure, and then you can spray the olive oil onto it, and you don't need any aerosol can. So we are ready to go. You want to start with the first one?
Sure.
So take one at a time, roll it in the first dry ingredient, which is the almond flour. Get it nice and coated.
Like that?
Yep.
And roll it in the glue part.
Yeah, roll it in the egg. Okay, just a quick roll, and then dump it in the bread.
Dump it in the bread.
Okay, I'll take it from
again.
here, and then in the bread I roll it around, get it nice and coated, and then we put it on the tray, and we start with the next one.
I like this guy. Take the chicken, roll it in here, like so. Then dump it in there. Take the chicken, roll in here, get nice and coated. Put it in here, roll around, and dump it in there. Daddy's egg sticky.
Yep, especially when you have flour and egg, then it becomes super sticky. Doing a good job there.
Bit. Well, still quite a lot.
So we're all done. We've finished all the chicken, got them into our tray. That's what they look like. It's starting to look like chicken nuggets already. We're just going to give our hands a proper washing, and then we're going to get this into the oven. Okay, come you. Get those washed. Our hands are now clean. Our oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to put these guys in for about 10 minutes. We're going to flip them for another, and then leave them in for another 5 minutes, and they'll be done. They cook really quickly. You don't want to overcook them. Depending on the size as well, it can vary, so you can check them after about 8 minutes at first. You're going to look for a nice golden brown color, and you should know they're done by the color. So we get those in, middle rack, 350, 8 to 10 minutes. We'll check back with you then. After about 10 minutes, we're going to get these guys out. You can see how good they're looking. Nice and brown, crispy on the top. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give them all a quick flip so that they can get crispy all over and pop them back in for another 5 minutes or so. It's hot, so don't touch. We're just going to flip these over like so.
They look almost like chicken nuggets ready.
Well, they should.
This is a teeny tiny one over there.
Yeah.
That one did big up.
They're going to be slightly more soggy on the bottom than the top, so that's why we're turning them over. To get them crispy on both sides. Okay, once they're all turned over, we're going to get them back in. Remember to use your oven glove. And we're going to pop them back in. And see you guys back again in 5 minutes.
Feels so nice.
A quick 5 minutes later, and we're going to get these guys out. And we have chicken nuggets. Nice and crispy.
Nice and hot.
Nice and hot. While this was baking up in the oven, I've sauteed some asparagus and wild mushrooms. I'm going to get that all on the plate with some chicken nuggets. I'll show you how it looks in just a minute. Yep. You want to have a cook's poke?
Sure.
It's hot, so just blow it. And we just finish off our plate with a few chicken nuggets on top. Oh, let's get that guy. Get the third one stacked on top. We've got our secret sauce, dipping sauce on the sides. On our bed of asparagus and mushrooms. A couple of nice chicken nuggets like that. Doesn't get any better, right?
Right, that looks good.
Yeah. So this has been Gavin and Kaylin Stone from Authentic Human. You can catch us on authentic-human.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Gavin Stone. Hit me up on Facebook, or otherwise I'll catch you next week for Functional Food Friday. Till then, bye. Say bye.
Bye. Maybe I'll see you too. I know. I'm making it for her. A present. Just to look at, not to eat. Chicken nugget, successful. Chicken nugget out of my fingers.
Do it with a smile on your face.
It's the look good look.